Hello friends, so today I am with another video, and today I'll be again continuing with the history of English literature. So I will be doing the 15th century, that is after the period of Chaucer, which is the barren period. So let's begin. So the 15th century. So the 15th century is also a barren period. It is from 1400 to 1515. So the periods stretching from 1401 to 1515, this date is important, is a long barren period in English literature. So this period is known as the barren period after Chaucer. So now we will look at the literature of this barren period. So poetry. Greater part of poetry is imitative. That means the poets who used to write poetry used to imitate blindly Chaucer. So hence it is written, great part of poetry is imitative. Chaucer was imitated both in England as well as in Scotland. So the English Chaucerians, that means the imitators of England. The English Chaucerians were poor imitators of Chaucer's poetic art. They contributed nothing to the development of poetry during the 15th century. So some of the English Chaucerians were Thomas Occleve, John Lydgate, Stephen House, and John Skelton. Now we come to the Scottish Chaucerians. Scottish Chaucerians were imitators from Scotland. So the Scottish Chaucerians show some signs of originality and freshness. Even when they imitate Chaucer, they do not imitate his conventional landscape. They write about the Scottish landscape with remarkable touches of originality. That means, though the Scottish Chaucerians used to imitate Chaucer, but they didn't imitate them blindly. They used to render some modifications in their work by introducing their own original ideas. So some of the Scottish Chaucerians were James Swan, Robert Henryson, William Dunbar, Sir David Lindsay. So these were the Scottish Chaucerians. So now there is also a ballad literature in the barren period. So the ballad literature became immensely popular in the 15th century. It was a poetically barren period, but songs, carols means also a Christmas song type. So songs, carols, and ballads constitute the finest poetical literature of this period. So we have looked into poetry and ballads of the barren period. Now we will come into prose. So the development of prose was facilitated by the establishment of the first printing press by William Caxton in 1476. So we see that prose was first developed because due to the establishment of the printing press, since printers became available, therefore prose were made easier to the hands of the public, so the public can read the prose pieces because printing was made available by Caxton in 1476. So some of the prose writers are Reginald Peacock. He was from 1390 to 1491, his period. So Peacock's two works, Represser of Overmuch Blaming of the Clergy and The Book of Fate, are landmarks in the history of English prose. Then we have another important work, that is the Paston Letters. So it was not written by Peacock, it is a separate one. The Paston Letters, this is the correspondence of Paston family from 1422 to 1509, written in simple English. The letters are an example of writing epistolary prose. Now what is epistolary prose? Epistolary prose is that type of prose, the prose which is written in the format of letters. Suppose we take a novel and the novel is written in the form of letters, then that is also known as epistolary prose. So the passed on letters were for means of communicating between the passed on family. Now we come to Sir Thomas Malory, another important figure. Malory's memorable work, Morte d'Arthur, was published by Caxton. It is a compilation of French romances dealing with different cycles of romances, like that of King Arthur and his Round Table. So Malory's important work was Morte d'Arthur. So Morte d'Arthur, it was published by Caxton, and Morte d'Arthur includes French romances, the romances that deals with King Arthur and his Round Table. Now, one important fact is that Tennyson's famous work, Idylls of the King, it was influenced by Malory's Morte d'Arthur. Now we will come to the beginnings of drama. We have looked into poetry, prose, and also ballad. Now we will come to drama in the barren period. So drama began. Drama was not before in the Anglo-Saxon and the Anglo-Norman or the Geoffrey Chaucer's period. So it began in the barren period. So hence the beginning of drama. So the British drama began in the 15th century. It grew out of liturgy. Now what is liturgy? Liturgy is a religious ceremony. So it grew out of liturgy of the church. In it, arresting episodes from the life of Christ and gospel stories were illustrated by a series of living pictures in which the performers acted the story in dumb shows. So the beginnings of drama, here in this paragraph, it says that drama came out of the religious ceremonies of the church. So in that ceremony, events from the life of Christ and gospel stories were illustrated. And the actors who used to perform in the drama, they didn't talk, rather they only acted. So in the beginning, drama was like that. There was no talking there was no speech or dialogues given. Rather, it was acted in a dumb manner. So now we come to the types of drama. The mystery and miracle plays. So the mystery and miracle plays grew out of the liturgical drama. The mystery dealt with subjects taken from the Bible. So the mystery plays were those plays that were taken from the Bible, and the miracles dealt with the representation of miracles in the lives of saints. So miracle plays were those plays in which miracle or something extraordinary that happened to the lives of saints were shown. So the mystery plays were assigned to 4 guilds of different towns. So guilds means so the mystery plays were assigned to 4 guilds of different towns. Now what is guild? Guild means something like a industry also, you can say. So it of different towns. So there were the towns were Chester, Coventry, Wakefield and York, and thus their name were the Chester cycle, which included 25 plays, the Coventry cycle 42 plays, the Wakefield cycle 31 plays, and the York cycle 48 plays. Now the moralities. The moralities were serious plays dealing with allegories and abstractions. The characters were portrayal of good and bad angels and the 7 deadly sins. So what is basically morality play? So morality play means that those plays where abstractions like suppose hatred is a vice, and that vice is represented by a character. So that is known as a morality play. So immoralities become across for the first time. The tragic soul struggle, which became the marked feature of Shakespearean tragedy. So, an example of morality play is Everyman is the best morality play. Now, interlude, the last form of drama. So, interlude was a short play that introduced real characters, usually of humble rank. So, unlike morality miracles, interlude used to depict real characters, not unlike hatred will be represented by something. It was not like that. Real characters were introduced, and examples were, the famous example is John Hale's The Four Piece and Fulgence and Lucre are remarkable plays of this type. So interludes is basically that type. So hope you enjoyed the video. Please do like and subscribe to my channel if you like it, and hope you will enjoy this video. Thank you. Have a great day.